Hi, everybody. This is Saad. As many of you have heard by now, Justin Trudeau has invoked the Emergencies Act, granting the government more power because it's a national crisis that apparently affects the sovereignty of Canada because of the Freedom Convoy. People have asked me what I think of that. I guess this is the best way to answer your question. Dear United States, I once had to flee Lebanon to start a new life in Canada. Now I need to flee Canada to start a new life in the United States. Will you take us in? We can come in from the southern border illegally if you prefer. Please advise. I posted this yesterday, last night on my social media. Just on Twitter alone, it has been viewed 643,000 times. I've received thousands of messages, incredibly kind messages from people from all over the place, making all sorts of lovely offers. You know, there's nothing worse. Well, I guess there are worse things. I was going to say there's nothing worse than living in a place where you feel as though you don't recognize your society anymore. I guess it's worse if people are trying to kill you, as we had in Lebanon. But let's call this second worse, in that you live in a akin to a movie that you don't recognize because you're seeing the society that accepted you into its midst many years ago disintegrate into something that is unrecognizable. And it's not hyperbolic what I'm saying. The brutal taxes in Canada, in the order of when you add up all of the taxes, someone like me pays roughly 65% of their income. Think about that for a second. For every dollar that I make, 65% the government says, that's mine. So I work from January to August for free as a slave for the government. And only starting towards the end of August am I allowed to keep some of my money. Remember, income tax was something that was temporary back in 1917. 105 years later, it's still here, and it only grows. So what is enough tax? 70%, 80%, 90%? What should we be left with? 3%? So the brutal tax system, the astonishingly cold weather, the ethos of socialism that permeates through every nook and cranny, and certainly, never mind Canada and Quebec, everything is about creating equality across people, right? So that this whole diversity, inclusion, and equity is perfectly manufactured for the Quebec society. Because God forbid that someone works harder than another, is smarter than the other, is taller, is shorter, is better looking, is worse looking, is fatter, is thinner. No. Unions exist to equate the outcome of everybody. You're all equally miserable. We tax you all who make money, who are productive, so that we can give those who haven't worked for 5 generations. That's laudable. So for all sorts of reasons, the Canada that was welcoming to me is, arguably not the place for us. We'll see what will happen. But I just wanted to say thank you to all those who've written to me. I mean, it's overwhelming, the love. I truly appreciate it. Look, there are all sorts of possible exit strategies. It's not easy for someone in my position. I'm a tenured professor. We have young children. So it's a complicated story, but I can assure you that many of the people that I know that are in my circle are fed up and have already either set up mechanisms to leave or have already left or are thinking about leaving. That's not good for society. When you have all sorts of bright, talented, hardworking people who no longer view their future as being viable in that society, it can't be good. If the government were truly a government of the people, they would be saying, that doesn't sound good. We don't want people like Saad to be leaving. And I don't say this to be arrogant, but I'm not referring only to me. I know many, many people who are truly fed up. So there you have it. So if you think if you're asking me what do I think about the Emergencies Act, now you know. Have a good day, everybody.